everyone, welcome back to the channel where we dive into real life stories, controversial topics and the reaction they spark. Today we are talking about a story that is shaking up social media. A woman says her wife of 10 years is leaving her all because she voted for Donald Trump. Yes, you heard that right. After a decade of love, commitment and building a life together, their marriage is now falling apart over political difference. This isn't just about politics, it's about how those views can sometimes reveal deeper conflicts in relationships. But is it really worth ending a marriage over a vote? To me, it's wild. Imagine loving someone for 10 years, only for something like this to break it all down. This raises so many questions. Are political beliefs that big of a deal in relationships, or is this just a symptom of how polarized we have become as a society? But there is more to this story. There is emotion, heartbreak, and always the internet's fiery reactions. So stick around as we break it all down and explore the many sides to this shocking story.
So apparently my wife is like leaving me. I just found out on TikTok. Just because I voted for Trump. I'm done. I don't have any more resilience in me. I don't know why. I don't know why I had to lose everything just because of a vote.
Lots and tears.
Thought I had some. Thought I had some. Huh. I know I had some out here somewhere. I guess we're on the fucks together. Oh well.
Hey, just one woman here. I fought for gay marriage for 12 years. I am totally on your wife's side. Good for her. Leave your fucking ass. Because you absolutely voted against your own interests. And to get on TikTok and think you're going to find sympathy, and then actually think you're going to get sympathy from the Trumpers and the Maga and the pick-me girls, honey, you're part of the LGBT community. They don't like you. They don't want to like you. They don't want to understand you. So you voted against your own interests. Maybe do your fucking research next time and you won't lose everything. Much love and sit and spin.
Shit, let her go. I probably don't have any kids involved, so, hell, she's going to hold you back. If you wised up and supporting Trump, know Trump's a better deal, she's going to hold you back. She's going to make your life miserable. Love y'all.
All studies are showing that conservative women are hotter anyway. She moved herself out of the way so that you can now find you one.
My girlfriend, 21 female, voted for Kamala, and I, 22 male, voted for Trump, and she hates me.
Yeah, I do too. I hate you as well. I hate you as well.
Ready for the biggest lie ever said in a Reddit post?
I'm a nice guy. I'm a good guy.
Hi, I want to start off by saying this isn't gonna be a political post.
Yeah, I think you failed
already.
that already.
Already is.
What are you talking about?
Guy, yeah. I'm not gonna argue about policies and whatnot. Me and my girlfriend have known each other for years since middle school. We started dating at the beginning of college and we were both heading towards graduation. In all the years of knowing her, I have never once, at least I don't remember, ever talking about politics with her and vice versa. And I have never, ever really been a political person, and still am not.
I don't understand you. I don't understand
I like
how
being
you have
a fence-sitting asshole.
Yeah, I don't understand how you have a...
Is anyone else still reeling from what happened in November? I mean, from everything I've read, it may be too late to do anything about the 2024 election if it was indeed compromised, but it will be hard to convince me that it wasn't. I mean, you're telling me that Donald Trump, who's been indicted 91 times, who tried to overthrow an election, who's been found guilty of fraud, who's banned from running businesses in New York, who owes $500 million in fines, who's polled worse than any candidate in modern history, who lost to Biden by 7 million votes last time, who's been found liable for sexual assault, who's facing RICO charges, whose campaign was broke, who was supported by Kid Rock and Hulk Hogan, who lost Republican donors to Biden, who turned many in his own party against him, somehow managed to thread the needle and win every single swing state while getting the smallest margin of victory since Kennedy beat Nixon, And you're telling me he did this while spending most of his time in court? With no real campaign infrastructure, with record low favorability ratings, with the suburban woman vote cratering, with young voters showing up in record numbers, with a majority of Americans thinking he should be in prison, and with absolutely no evidence of voter fraud anywhere in the country? He came down in a bubble, dog. Make sure you bookmark this in case you need it for an argument later.
So I'm seeing a lot of people saying they're divorcing their partner because they voted for Trump. It's all over Instagram and TikTok. But my question is, what did you guys discuss in your relationships? How did you not know that your partner was gonna vote for Trump? How do you not know your partner's political views? How do you not know your partner's core values? Why do you have to go through relationship, engagement, marriage, and only realize when you're married and been married for a while that your partner would vote for Trump? It's a little weird. What do you guys discuss? What do you guys talk about in your relationships?
Alright, I've been sitting with this story for a while, and honestly, it's one of those things that leaves you with so many emotions and questions. A woman says that her wife of 10 years is leaving her because she voted for Donald Trump. It's such a deep and emotional charged issue. I want to take a moment to really unpack it. First off, let's recognize that relationships are complex, and there is rarely one reason why a relationship falls apart. However, the fact that a single political vote has triggered a divorce is pretty jarring. It's hard for me to wrap my head around because, at least from what I can see, it feels like there is so much more happening below the surface than just a disagreement over a vote. The world we are living in is incredibly polarized right now. Politics are not just about policy anymore. They have become markers of identity, values, and even morality. There's a sense that if you don't agree with someone politically, it's almost like you can't agree on anything else in life. And this is where it gets tricky. The way people view the world has become so divided that it can sometimes seem impossible to manage a shared future with someone who sees things fundamentally differently. But here's my question. Is it right to expect your partner to align with you on every single issue, including politics? On the one hand, politics can say a lot about a person's values. If you vote for someone whose policy or belief directly contradicts what your partner holds dear, it's understandable that there could be tension. But does that automatically mean the relationship is over? Does a single vote, no matter how strongly we feel about it, outweigh years of love and commitment? This brings me to personal side of things, the emotional layer. For 10 years, this woman and her wife shared a life together. They built memories, probably went through a good and bad times, and invested in each other. They likely know each other better than anyone else. So what does it say that after all that, a vote could become the deal breaker? It feels like politics have become such a heavy weight in relationships today that it overshadows everything else. But let's dig a little deeper. If we look at the situation from the perspective of the wife who is leaving, maybe the vote wasn't just about politics. Maybe for her, this vote symbolized something bigger. Maybe it represents a difference in core values or feeling of betrayal. Politics isn't just about the candidate, it's about what that candidate stands for and how they approach issues like race, equality, and justice. If you fundamentally disagree on those things, then maybe it feels impossible to continue living with someone who holds those views. I can understand that frustration, but I still struggle with the idea that is enough to break up a marriage. On the flip side, we have the woman who voted for Trump. From her perspective, she might have voted based on issues that are important to her, whether that is economic policy, national security, or other matters she believes Trump handled best. To her, it might not be about the person, but about the policy she feels aligned with her life and values. In that sense, it's not an attack on her wife, it's just her political choice. And to her, maybe it doesn't feel like it should have been a deal breaker. So why should a difference in political preferences be the thing that brings everything crashing down? The bigger question here, though, is about the state of relationship in today's world. We are constantly told that relationships take work, compromises, and understanding. But in an era where everything seems so extreme and divided, is that even possible? Can we really expect to have a meaningful connection with someone who holds a different political view? And what does it say about our ability to emphasize with each other when we let politics take over our personal lives to this extent? I think what is happening here is a reflection of the times we are living in. Politics has become a litmus test for so many things. We have seen families tore apart, friendship tested, and communities divided over political lines. And that is not just happening in the US, it's happening globally. Politics isn't just about policy anymore. They are about identity, belief system, and whether or not you fit in with the people you are surrounded by. So I'm left wondering, can we ever get back to a place where we can disagree without walking away from a relationship? Is it possible to love someone and still not agree on every single thing? What if that person is your partner, someone you have spent years building a life with? It's easy to say that relationships require compromises, but what happens when those compromises feel too big, too fundamental to overlook? This brings me to another point. How much responsibilities do we place on our partners to align with our values? Shouldn't part of love be about accepting and respecting each other's differences? But it's hard to respect someone's beliefs when they seem to be in direct opposition to everything you believe in. So where do we draw the line between acceptance and personal integrity? Can you truly accept someone's views if they hurt or offended you? Ultimately, this situation is a painful reminder of how deeply politics can impact our lives, sometimes in ways we don't expect. It's also a call to reflect on what really matters in our relationships. Is it the political views, or is it the love, the trust, and the history we have built with someone? I don't have the answer, but I do know this relationship requires more than just shared political views. They require understanding, patience, and the ability to see the humanity in each other, even when we disagree. So I will end with this. If this couple have worked through their differences, would they have been able to stay together? Maybe, maybe not. But I think we all need to ask ourselves, how much are we willing to compromise for the sake of love? And what is the price of walking away when we don't see eye to eye on something as important as politics? Thank you for watching, and let's continue this conversation in the comments below. Let's share our thoughts and perspective with one another. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to stay updated on this story and more. I will see you in the next video.